A witness has described how the man accused of murdering a French chef admitted stabbing him just hours after the attack.
Carl Wills denies murdering Reynald Duchene following a concert by the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra at Southend's Priory Park earlier this year. Tom Barton was in court.
Over the last 2 days, the jury has been hearing from a 16-year-old girl who met up with Carl Wills just a couple of hours after he's alleged to have stabbed French chef Reynald Duchene to death. She told the jury that Wills confessed his crime to her. She said he told her, "We have to get off the high street because I've stabbed someone near Priory Park." She said later that night he also demonstrated the stabbing action that he'd used on Mr. Duchene, something that she repeated in front of the jury. Today she's been cross-examined by Tracy Ayling QC for the defence. Miss Ayling suggested that she was drunk on the night she met Mr. Wills, something that the girl denied. Miss Ayling, though, said you were so drunk that you haven't the faintest idea what you were doing that night. The girl, however, denied that. The cross-examination of her is expected to continue tomorrow. The jury also heard yesterday from Will's girlfriend, Sarah Hubbard. She told them that 4 days after the incident at Priory Park, she found Wills crying while looking at a newspaper with the story of Mr. Duchene's murder. Apparently, he pointed at the picture of Mr. Duchene and said, "I've got to go to the police." Carl Wills denies murder. This case is expected to continue for another week.
Ipswich Town have stepped in to help a local drugs rehabilitation charity that's been hit by a financial crisis. The Iceni project was set up 12 years ago, but has been left facing a bleak future following a decision by the Suffolk Drug and Alcohol Action Team to slash the charity's funding. Now the football club will hold collections and auctions for Iceni at their home game against Watford on Boxing Day.
Lawyers have started legal action on behalf of a man who suffered life-changing injuries after being hit by an uninsured driver. Christopher Corder was delivering leaflets at Hadley in September last year when he was struck by a car driven by Andrew Boyd, the manager of the pop star Pete Doherty. Boyd was convicted of dangerous driving and jailed for a year. He's now being sued for damages, with any compensation that might be awarded being used to help with Mr. Corder's care.
2 men have been jailed after stealing exotic and valuable parrots from a farm near Wisbeach. The pair stole 17 birds worth over £125,000 from an isolated farm in Friday Bridge. The court heard Trevor Pitts and James Collins from South Yorkshire also planned to target a property in Elsham, but never carried out the raid. Now, it seems Christmas has come early to Woods in Suffolk.
Yes, the Elveden estate has started its annual tree harvest and is expecting people to start buying them as early as this weekend. Ellie Price went along to catch the early signs of Christmas cheer.
For around 8 years, there's been nothing but peace and tranquility in these woods. That is, until now. It's already that time of year. The Christmas tree harvest is underway at the Elveden estate in Suffolk, and they're preparing themselves for another bumper season. Well, 5 million Christmas trees will be sold around the UK this year, and 10,000 will be from right here. And while taking a chainsaw to these trees may not seem very environmentally friendly, the man who runs the estate says it's greener than having an artificial one.
The habitat that's created is so often forgotten. Nesting sites for birds, insects, animal, you know, the whole habitat is important. And they're renewable, aren't they? So there's carbon fixing going on while the trees are growing. We recycle, so that the resulting chip that we make out of the trees is used for weed control.
The estate is busiest providing bigger display trees like this 20-footer for the likes of local town centres and even St Paul's Cathedral in London. They take between 15 and 18 years to grow, and they don't come cheap. Something as big as this would set you back around £500. Slightly more manageable, these 5 and 6 footers come in at between £25 and £35, the same as last year. And even though we're not yet in December, the estate expects business to kick off for household Christmas trees this weekend. And working with the trees every day, the experts have some advice for the Christmas early birds.
Ideally, they don't want to be going in the house just yet, but if people take them home, the secret is to cut ½ inch off the bottom of them, and put them in a pot where they can readily drink water and not put sand around them.
There have been worries of a national Christmas tree shortage because fewer are being imported from Europe. But our region is especially well catered for, and local growers say they can absorb the demand and hope it'll persuade consumers to buy locally this Christmas. Ellie Price, Anglia News.
A lock of hair belonging to Queen Victoria has sold for £400 at an Essex auction. The strands of hair, kept in a glazed frame, made £100 over their top estimate. Auctioneers at Riemann Dancy's in Colchester say the lot attracted a great deal of interest.
In football, there's a full programme of matches in Leagues 1 and 2 tonight. Colchester will be looking to continue their impressive form at home to Brentford. Meanwhile, in League 2, Southend make the relatively short trip to Hertfordshire. They're going to face the League new boys, Stevenage.